Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Dr. Bobby Yun, and let's queer up gay culture. International Mr. Leather and Tom of Finland Foundation rocked by Nazi controversy. International Mr. Leather, also known as IML, the world's largest leather competition and event, recently removed Dirk Donner from its panel of judges. The removal was announced on Facebook following outcry after photos of Donner wearing Nazi regalia began circulating online. In a post, IML Executive Director Derek Ronenberg wrote, quote, "I've been trying to write a post that isn't angry, but I am angry, very angry. New information that came to me this morning regarding one of IML judges clearly indicates he is not fit to be part of our organization. Hate has no place at IML, period, full stop. Anyone who wears hate-based imagery or symbols, whether Nazi regalia or a fucking MAGA hat, has no place at the table, no voice in the conversation, and can fuck right off," end quote. Donner was the co-founder of the Tom of Finland Foundation and the organization's president. He posted on Facebook that he has turned in his letter of resignation to TOFF's board of directors and that it had been accepted. Edward Seller, CEO of the TOFF, released a statement saying, quote, "This decision comes in response of actions on his part, including the use of offensive symbols and insensitive comments, acting on his own accord and without our knowledge. These actions are in direct conflict with the Foundation's unwavering commitment to inclusivity, equality, and respect. The Foundation will never tolerate hate while we work to preserve the legacy of Tom of Finland's artwork and support emerging LGBTQ artists and their creative freedom of expression," end quote. Well, for those who are not familiar with vintage gay stuff, Tom of Finland was quite a successful, at least in that niche of gay art. He specialized in hyper-masculine drawings and the depiction of the leather lifestyle in a very sexually exaggerated way. Mm-hmm. So think like Playboy bunnies, but for men, for gay men specifically. So the thing is that always skirts the fact that he has these regalia on is really, really insensitive, especially in this current year, in this type, the hate is coming. We really don't need to adopt like Proud Boy symbol on the on the outfits. Put that away.
Yeah. I don't know which year everything was posted. Some of it I think is from 2016, so I don't know if he was posting this more recently. Some of the imagery I looked at, I was like, I'll be honest, I would have known it in public, but like a swastika, I was like, come on, man, like it's a swastika, what's going on?
The comment, and again, I'm just using this for the sake of conversation, of saying, I do not equate the swastika with a MAGA hat. And I think we need to be very clear that those are two very different things. As much as we may or may not support what someone who's wearing a MAGA hat, I think putting them in the same category is discounting what the Nazi symbol and what history has represented versus what the MAGA hat has not represented a genocide of a people. So, and so I do think we have to be careful in this environment that we're in, that we're not equating and falling into traps by doing things like that. Like if we're against anti-Semitism and against Nazi symbols, then let's be against anti-Semitism. There's no reason to bring the MAGA hat into this conversation, in my opinion.
The one thing that I thought was the closest thing I can get to a positive in this story, which is not the person accused. They from at least what I read in the Out magazine article, they apologized and resigned. There was no fuss, which to me I found interesting because, as some know, when I was at Options magazine, I would report frequently on NSC 131, the Nazi militia in New England. People forget that there's actually very large, and Nazis are not that nice. Yeah. I was like, this guy, I don't know what drove him to think that it was a bright idea to put a swastika on, but I appreciate that he at least was not acting like a real Nazi. He didn't do it, he wasn't nasty, he didn't try and do any of the stuff. I've dealt with reporting on Nazis throwing bricks at people, Nazis that scream that I'm a pedophile in my face. This was, tragically, at least it wasn't that confrontational.
And I think the reason is because he was the co-founder of that foundation, and he was very close. If I remember, he was personal friends with the late Tom of Finland, which makes him resigning basically he's quickly and quietly resigned in order to preserve the legacy of the
preserve it.
foundation and make sure that Tom of Finland did not get tainted by that particular controversy.
And what I found interesting reading and hearing many of the posts and comments, apparently this was like a known problem in the LA leather community for a while, and including some of the people that came out and said stuff admitted that they'd known for a while. And I'm like, maybe the LA leather community has to have a little bit more soul searching of not just this person, but like, why did you all not say anything? I don't personally, if I saw another Mo wearing a little swastika pin, I would like, hey man, maybe you should take that pin off.
Yeah.
Like I know I wouldn't have recognized the other thing. Yeah. But
the leather culture is very complex, and it has like many variations, and some of them tend to look more militaristic than others. So especially it's cosplay. So,
well, I think the swastika is a big one that they shouldn't, just because like in certain countries you can't even post images of someone
in
with
Germany you'll get your
the fact that we put it on our news outlet means that this episode won't probably get viewed in Germany now. You know?
Oh no, you can. I think you can show it in like a news reporting capacity or historic capacity, but not as like entertainment and or thing. That's why. Like Doom, not Doom. I mean, Wolf 3D. Remember the old video game Wolf 3D?
Very vaguely.
Marines shoot Nazis. Killing Nazis good, but the whole thing was about like basically killing Nazis. So in the German version, they literally have to change the graphics so that they cannot show the swastika.
Yeah.
Well, more to come. That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.